Welcome to Stream Time, where we talk all things streaming. What's on, what's coming up, and what you should avoid. We'll also explore ways to save you money on your streaming services as well. So kick back and relax as we get ready for Stream Time.
In the early 1990s Boston, violent criminals, corruption, and racism are a normal part of life and, to make matters worse, are backed by the local law enforcement agencies. We're going to be talking about an exclusive Showtime streaming series called City on a Hill, this time on Stream Time. Welcome back to Stream Time. Thank you for dropping by the show today. And hey, if you like the program, would you do us a favor? Give us a positive rating and review and share us with your friends. As promised on this episode of Stream Time, in early 1990s Boston, violent criminals, corruption, and racism are a normal part of life and, to make matters worse, are backed by the local law enforcement agencies. Hailing from Brooklyn, District Attorney Decourcey Ward seeks to change and forms a surprising alliance with a hardened FBI veteran, Jack Rohr. This unlikely duo takes on a family of armored car robbers from Charlestown. The case evolves into the change that Boston needs by altering the city's untrustworthy criminal justice system. We are talking about none other than the show City on a Hill, this time on Stream Time. Now, this is a relatively new streaming series, and it stars Kevin Bacon as one of the main characters, and also Jill Hennessy. You may know Jill Hennessy from a series way back in the day called Crossing Jordan, where she played a investigative type of character in the city morgue, believe it or not, from Boston, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And Kevin Bacon's in it, Laura E. Banks, and Aldous Hodge plays Decourcey Ward. You may know him from a show called Leverage that was very popular, I believe, on TNT, and has since moved off mainstream television to a streaming service called, I believe, Freeview. So you can check out more episodes of Leverage on Freeview with Alden Hodge. What we're going to do is we're going to take a listen to the trailer for City on a Hill and talk about this violent yet very, very entertaining and dramatic series exclusively from Stream Time right after this.
Fellas.
And here comes trouble.
Decourcey Ward, Jackie Rohr, FBI. You mind if I call you D?
I have an arraignment.
Arraignment's what I want to talk to you about. Your suspect's an informant of mine. He's working a decent case.
You want me to let him off?
Is there a misunderstanding here?
No. See, I understand perfectly.
What are you, some kind of asshole? I got no love lost for the Boston Police Department, but there was a time when I would never have to explain myself. There's an 100K in a bag and you turn it in with only 75. Doesn't mean you're a bad guy.
How's your night?
Awful.
What was so bad about work?
This is affirmative action hire. This is the next mayor of Boston. Asking jail time for cops.
I want to rip out the machinery in this bullshit city. I want to tear it all down.
What the fuck do you need me for?
The crew knocked over an armored car. I don't want this investigation taken from me.
Then we do it my way.
This shit that you pull, it don't just affect you.
I'm sorry.
You didn't promise him anything, did you?
They handed me a shit case, then they don't want me to prosecute.
Why didn't you just do what they asked?
I'm not their fucking boy.
We use what you've got. You scare every piece of shit in this city.
I want to go into Charlestown and I want to fuck that place up. Fuck anyone else who gets in my way.
Now, I see. This is good. This means you're learning.
So there you go. There is the trailer for City on a Hill when it initiated back in 2019. And this is a very, very gritty, dramatic series. It tackles a lot of tough topics, and such as racism, misogynism, murder, gang mafia type connections in the city of Charleston and Boston, which, Whitey Bulger, Boston, Massachusetts. You remember Whitey Bulger? Great series, very well done, very well written, and kudos to Showtime, one of their premiere shows. The characters throughout this series are people that you just immediately are magnetically drawn to. Kevin Bacon is phenomenal also in this series. So is Jill Hennessy, and so is Aldous Hodge. I mean, everybody actually who's in this series, kudos to all these actors. They're spot on. Accents, mannerisms, the way they carry themselves. The people in Boston are kind of like this. You get into those tight-knit neighborhoods, man, and they just all watch out for each other. It is very, very entertaining and even occasionally very riveting. Like I said, Kevin Bacon, who is one of the main characters, is just great. He a lot of people knock Kevin Bacon, but I tell you, he's probably one of the most accomplished actors of our generation, one of the most underrated actors as well. Yeah, he's done some stinkers, but you know what? Every actor has done some things that they're like, But it's just very, very great series. Kevin Bacon, his play between him and Aldous Hodge, his character playing Jackie Rohr, Kevin Bacon playing the FBI agent who's basically on the downturn of his career, but he's juiced in, with the big corrupt machine there in the FBI and working out of Boston. And here comes Aldous Hodge, who plays Decourcey Ward, who wants to change the system, rightfully so. Not only for people of color, but just for all oppressed people. And he's just sick and tired of seeing the corruption and the way it's run. And you know what? Kevin Bacon, I'll tell you, he's aged like fine wine. I mean, this guy just never seems to grow old. He reminds me a lot of when Dick Clark was alive. This guy it seems like the older he gets, the better he gets. I don't know what he's eating, what diet regimen is on, if he's, drinking, purified goat's milk or whatever. But God, I got to find out what he's doing because he just looks phenomenal for his age. It's a masterful, masterful series. Like I said, very well done, very well acted. The script writers in this, kudos to them. Very well written. The story flows along from episode to episode. I never found myself in watching. Now, I've watched the first season and half the second here. I never found myself bored. I never found myself, saying, oh gosh, this is a boring episode. I wish it would end. Actually, there's only there's 3 seasons of this show, so I'm like about a season and a half in. But I'll tell you what, so far I've never walked away from watching an episode or 2 of this and saying, yeah, I could have done without that season. That was just a filler. Because you get that sometimes on these made-for streaming services shows. Sometimes they'll just throw in a filler episode here or there, just to kind of fill the gap, air quotes, between things. But this one, City on a Hill on Showtime, I never got that sense with this. Every episode ties in with the other. And this is one of those series that... It's going to lure you into binge watch because they just, like they all tend to do, they will leave you wanting for more. You're like, oh man, I just got to watch the next episode, see what's going to happen. The interplay between these characters, you get a glimpse inside their personal lives as well. It's just not all business at the office kind of a series. And there's stories within stories going on, but they're all interwoven together and done in such a masterful way. The writing on this show is absolutely superb. And I hope that as I continue watching this series, that continues to be the case. I don't know how many seasons they can go and continue this on for, but so far I'm not getting bored with it. I like where the show is going. I like the backstories on these characters and showing that, hey, An FBI agent's just not an FBI agent. A prosecutor's just not a prosecutor. A defense attorney is not just a defense attorney, etc. A cop's just not a cop. These are all real people, okay? This is just their job that they do, but yet it is interwoven into their lives, absolutely. But the show itself is very entertaining. It is not for the faint of heart as far as, if you're squeamish with blood, if you're squeamish with some racial slurs being thrown around and things like that. I know in today's woke world, that can be, but you know what? This is entertainment. This is how it was back in the 90s. And this is entertainment at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen. You have to, allow yourselves to be entertained and see how far we have come and how far yet we still have to go. However, that being said, it true to the era of the 90s. I mean, from the music, the wardrobe, the scenery that they use for the film, the backdrops and that, phenomenally well done. Really enjoying City on a Hill, and I think it's one you're definitely going to want to check out. If you like a good, gritty police drama type of show, definitely can recommend City on a Hill. It's for Showtime subscribers. So, I mean, there's lots of ways to get Showtime. You can get it on Amazon. You can get free trials. You can get free trials on the internet with your cable company. But check out City on a Hill with Kevin Bacon, Jill Hennessy, and with Aldous Hodge, just to name a few of the stars in this. Again, if you like a good, gritty cop drama series that's going to keep you riveted and you're going to get invested in characters, I can recommend City on a Hill. Well, that's all the time we got for on this episode of Stream Time. Do us a favor, if you like the program, give us a positive rate and review on your favorite podcast provider. Check out for more episodes at purplepitstudios.com. Also, share us with your friends. If you'd like to get in touch with us here at Stream Time, it's streamtime@purplepitstudios.com. And I'm going to hang on to the remote. I'm going to do some surfing on the web. And I look forward to gathering yet again with you on our next episode of Stream Time.